Well, hello, everybody, and welcome to the show. Indeed, we got a great one planned for you today. Oh, by the way, my name is Kirk, and this is a brand new show presented to our Baseball Stars League this year. It's called Kirk's Corner, and it'll be a great show, folks. We'll be doing it once a week, sometime once every 2 weeks. There is no set time, there is no set date. Uh, Leon produces the show. If you want to be on the show, give Leon a call. I'm sure he'll get you on, and you can talk about whatever it is that you want to talk about, whether it be your team, whether it be a matchup, whether it be things in the league, whatever it may be. We'll have you on to talk about it. Sometimes we'll have no guests. We're just Leon and I. We'll sit down and we'll just shoot the breeze, talking about our league, talking about baseball, fantasy baseball, whatever it may be. But it's a great show, and we have a great one planned for you today. We're going to have our former commissioner, Landy, known as Powerhouse. We're going to have him come on. You know, there's been a lot of changes in the league this year. We had some teams change over from the east. Well, we had 18 change over, the Krugers, from the east to the west. And we have Powerhouse coming over from the west to the east. As you know, John been beaten up over there the last couple of years, and I guess Powerhouse is coming over to be our savior or something like that. But we're going to have him on, and we're also going to have Lee, our present commissioner, our current commissioner, Lee. He'll be speaking about a lot of things coming up. You know, we got the draft Sunday. Hopefully everybody's excited and doing their research. He's going to talk about that stuff there. And I'm sure he may want to mention, I'm not sure, but he might want to mention something about his 2 back-to-back championships that he's won. We'll see how that goes. But anyway, folks, nice having you. We're going to get right into the show. Landy, how's it going? Lee, how's it going? How are you guys doing today?
Hey, what's going on, people? Hey, this is Lee, HD over here. What's going on, everybody?
Hey, how's it going, Lee? Are you guys prepared for this new draft coming up?
Oh, yeah. You know, as I stated to the league, you know, through text, I'm on my 65th mock draft, maybe 70.
Wow.
For those of you who haven't started, you know, sorry to hear it, but I'm going to do what I do every year, so that's the power of the mock draft.
Right, but before we go any further, Lee, I want to congratulate you on last year's victory. Not only did you win last year, you won 2 years in a row, beating the same team 2 years in a row. How does that feel?
Well, you know, to me, it feels great, you know, to beat the same team and to get 2 championships under my belt, even though the partners, you know, they may say that other teams are better than mine, had a better run, which I'm not sure how. What team are you talking about, Lee? Oh, well, you know, the team I beat twice. They saying, you know, that they're better than me, had a better run. I don't know how that is when I beat you twice, but we're going to leave that alone right now.
Right.
Oh, that must be the team from Queens. Okay.
Well, as far as your experience in the league, goes, and the competition, do you think it's still at the same level? For instance, we allowed you to win 2 championships back-to-back. Not just the team you beat, we all allowed it. You think the competition in the league is still where it's supposed to be, or we need to step it up a little bit? You think we need to bring it down? And both of you guys can answer this question. Lee, we start with you, because you're, by the way, the new commissioner from last year, and we also have the former commissioner who's very involved in the league, and that's Powerhouse. So go ahead, Lee, and answer that question.
Well, I think the competition level has been stepped up now, to be honest with you. This is, last year was one of the most competitive years we had since I started in the league. So I don't think it's a matter of us stepping up the competition. I just think that people have to be more attentive to their team with pickups and their lineup changes. Some people don't necessarily do it as religiously as I might, you know, or as John or as, you know, other teams might. So that's what the rest of the league has to catch up with, is to be diligent about their team.
Right. Powerhouse, what do you guys say?
For me, I think it definitely comes down to the lack of competitiveness between divisions. If you look at the last 2 years, each year we have 4 teams from the West make it to the playoffs, while only 2 people from the East make it to the playoffs. And this has been the same scenario the last 2 years.
Right. So this year, as you know, we decided to go with Powerhouse now in the East, and we're going to move the Krugers over to the West. Do you think that would balance things out a little bit, Powerhouse?
Well, I mean, how could it not? You have a Powerhouse team that's coming over to a division. How could people not get worried over their needs? Well, you know, I still say that, you know, that sounds good, but you're going to have to deliver. You're going to have to stand and deliver. For that to work, that means you're going to have to beat one of 3 playoff teams from that division for it to work. But I believe it will. I believe it's going to happen.
But my question would be, how come we didn't put like a lower team over there? How come we put one of the mid-range teams? You know, Kruger's can kind of be considered a mid-range team. How can we put one of those guys and not the lower teams for the last 2 years who's pretty much under 6 wins a year?
I can't consider a mid-range team somebody who's never made the playoffs. Anybody who has a losing record or has never made the playoffs, to me, are all in the same boat. And I have to agree with that because if you haven't made the playoffs, if you've made the playoffs once in the last 4 or 5 years, you're in the same boat. You're just as bad as the rest of them. So to me, they're on the same category. To be honest, that may change this year, but right now, that's how it's been.
Do you think putting in the time is important? Do you think doing mock drafts and doing research and taking lists, putting down names, do you think that's important?
Well, let me answer this real quick for you. The teams that's been in the championship the last 3 years, they do, which is QB and HD. We do extensive list of drafts, of players to draft during the draft. We also do extensive mock drafts. And on top of that, we also communicate with other GMs throughout, while waiting for the draft. I call Kirk, I call John, I call Powerhouse, I spoke to Chris, I spoke to Leon. It's important to get ideas from other people, get people's opinion on how you're thinking about going on the draft. Don't tell them your strategy, but it's important to get people's ideas because you may see something that you didn't. It may point out to you something that you haven't seen. The whole point of a mock draft is you make your mistakes now so that by the time the draft day comes, you feel confident in the picks that you're gonna have.
Now, as far as you feel, do you think most people are doing their mock drafts? According to what you've seen for the last 2 years, about how much percentage of the league you think is doing these mock drafts and these research?
I would say half the league, 16th, maybe 7, if we push it. I spoke to a GM recently in the last couple of days, and they told me they haven't done not one mock draft, not one, and that was like 3 days ago.
Wow.
Well, I just think it's the type of league that we're in. Like, I think that the majority of the league underestimates how hard it is to win in our league. It just shows every single year. I think every year we all approach the draft. For those who are serious, you do your mock draft, you do your research and all that kind of stuff because you know how hard it is to win games, number one, to win your division, number 2, and then even harder, which is to win the championship. So
right.
if you don't come in prepared, then you're almost telling yourself that you're almost settling for a non-playoff season.
Right, and I think it's absolutely ridiculous for somebody not to have done at least one mock draft right now. I mean, we're less than a week away from the draft. I know guys, like you said, Lee, you're approaching 100 drafts. I'm not quite that high. I don't usually do that much, but I would say I'm somewhere around 25 to 30. And, I'm sticking to my stuff every day and making sure I'm ready for the draft. And hopefully all these other teams are, so we don't continue to give guys like you, Lee, all these good players. We got to start getting on these guys to have good drafts and start doing their research because they're leaving too many good players for you guys. That's my complaint. There's one more thing I did want to speak about, though. As far as the league page go this year, is this more digital stuff? What are we going to be doing as far as league pages go this year?
I think we definitely need to go more digital, more new age. We need to do more videos as opposed to just the regular rundown. Anybody who has ideas, I know Marv did a couple of good ones. Junior, especially the younger guys. You guys have ideas. What you want to do, you can do as many league pages you want. It's good. It's good. It's exciting. It's fresh. So we definitely want to go that direction this year. Yeah, I just think putting up more videos this year, getting more GMs involved, interviewing more GMs on video or getting a voice interview. That way, everybody can feel like they're a part.
Right. So, like you were saying before, when you told me, also, instead of reading everything every week, now you can kind of listen to some of the stuff. You get people a little more interested in stuff like that. But anyway, guys, thanks for joining me. This is our first show. We're going to be doing this show once a week, sometimes twice a week. We're going to have different guests on. We're going to talk about different things. We're going to try to get one more before the draft that shows us strictly talking about the draft. Thanks to both of you guys for coming on.